This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
When you're getting to certain levels and you're going up, somebody come see you.
And want to come talk to you?
Somebody come and see you to help you go to the next level. A lot of people, you know how you might see somebody that's not that talented or not that funny or whatever, and all of a sudden they be all the way up here and you trying to figure out how that happened. Now I'm gonna rephrase this question. Have anybody came to visit you?
Nah, hell nah. Nah. I don't think they gonna try to do that.
It's done in the dark. It's done in the dark. It's done in the dark. It's done in the dark.
Same kind of fertility goddess worship in 1st century Rome. Here's where it all begins, because as you have this prostitution that's to the goddess or to the gods, you have transgenderism, you have effeminate males, you have females that are transitioning as well. You've got all this stuff coming on the scene.
Yeah, so you think that this is a modern issue, but this is actually something that has come around.
Exactly. It's been around forever. In Mesopotamia, in nature, the ideal pagan priest is both female and male, or androgynous. If you want more proof on that, I'll give you a link. The god Anut, we're going to touch on her, had androgynous priests of Mesopotamia, same as Cybele, Rhea, which refused to be one gender themselves, but gender neutral.
Wow.
Possessing character and physical attributes of both, their priests would do mutilation. In the highest order attainable in witchcraft as well, Wicca, Satan worship, spiritualism, the occult, it is bisexual, homosexual, or Aphrodite or androgynous transgenderism, that is prized.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting looking at Aleister Crowley's life, and he would do these long, lengthy occult rituals. Sometimes that would take a year plus to perform them. I mean, we're talking like every day they'd go out and they'd do something. And he was out in the desert by himself with his little helper, and they would usually have this circle that he would do this particular whatever occult ceremonial thing in to invite the spirits in. And one day he invited his little helper into the circle and started performing homosexual acts on him, and it was a shortcut to the demonic world. And he went like, here I'm doing all these rituals for a year long to get like this result, when all of a sudden I could just do homosexual acts and cut straight to the chase. And I mean, that's been documented. He wrote books about this. So that's pretty interesting that this is part of the way to do that.
Yes.
Every satanic practice or ritual is just some perversion of something God made. You know, God made them male and female.
God is trans. Think about this. At different points in Scripture, God is portrayed as being different genders. At some points, God is portrayed as being male with masculine pronouns, for instance, Yahweh, he, and at other points in Scripture, God is portrayed as being female with feminine pronouns, for instance, Sophia, her. This points to the fact
one of the three gods or spirits that I identify in the Return of the Gods that have returned to the world and to America is called Ishtar. In the Bible, Ashtoreth. There was something strange about her. In her inscriptions, the goddess says, I am a woman, I am a man. So in her ancient hymn, she's praised as the goddess who has a strange power to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. And this is the principality that has come to America and is increasingly taking possession of it.
God is trans. All y'all.
If you are transgender.
Okay, good afternoon. My name.
La Kapati is a transgender goddess that was worshipped in the pre-colonial Tagalong regions of Philippines.
Some viewers may find the following.
Does anybody else find it interesting that in popular Christianity, it goes without being said that God is a man?
And I'm deaf.
Does anybody else find it interesting?
Pagan facts. The once beloved and widely worshipped god of nature, Pan, was used to depict Satan during the rise of Christianity. This was done specifically to discourage and destroy the worship of Pan, whose sacred spaces of worship were in nature and thus not as easy to get rid of as a pagan temple.
And see how
no power pose. And yeah,
a power pose.
This is Addis. Now, Addis is somebody you need to understand who he is, because Addis was the priest or the main servant of Cybele, or Ishtar, or the wife of Baal, the sun god. He castrated himself, then would dress up, cross-dress as a woman, and wear this hat. Remember, the priest of Ishtar wore long hair, they castrated themselves, wore robes like women, and wore these headdresses. This is a close-up of the castrated Addis on the left and Lady Liberty on the right. What I want to suggest to you when I got to this part is I thought to myself, oh my goodness, is Lady Liberty really a lady? The Statue of Liberty, when Bartholdi was pitching this, he was a sculptor, okay? And as a sculptor, he was trying to build something great that had never been done before. And so he went to Egypt to be inspired. Now, what's fascinating is if you look at the picture that's on your screen right now, that the statue on the left not only looks identical to the Statue of Liberty, but has the exact same rays as the sun rays, representing the 7 continents of the world. It is the sun god that presides over the world. That not only has sun god worship showing up all over Egypt, all over Rome, all over Greece, and everywhere else in the Eastern Mediterranean, but is on our soils and has infiltrated America today and has literally become the epitome and the torch of freedom. It's bondage.
These trends had to pull some Yanni stones out of their,
the crystal crate.
Let me tell you a story.